Hello everyone, it's pleasure to welcome all of you to the IAS. So today is marked as the beginning of an existing journey for those who are planning to pursue a CA qualification. So this is the second batch and this is the first day of the second batch. And during this session, I'll guide you through the corporate level, strategic level, and also the Capstone program offered by the IAS. So, what is the IAS? IAS is one of the Sri Lanka's leading professional education provider with excellence of 15 years. IA is credited by CA Sri Lanka, AAT Sri Lanka, and CMA Sri Lanka. Another advantage of IAS is flexible learning method. So you can join physical classes and also recording classes and the recorded video lectures. And let's look at the www.ias.lk. So this is the very advantageous for you. And so you can watch past classes recordings and video packs and also the lecture materials. And this is the study options available at IAS. So physical classes, live Zoom classes, recorded video packs. And it's my pleasure to introduce distinguished lecturers who will be sharing their knowledge and insight with us today. So first we have Nishant Adhikari sir, a leading lecturer in the corporate capstone.
Thank you. Thank you, Dehami, for sharing me the ideas about corporate capstone. Okay, I would like to invite my co-lecturer Dimuthu Suranjan as well, because he's the other co-lecturer of corporate capstone. Today we are going to give a brief introduction about corporate capstone because it is one of key subject in corporate level. Actually, it is a case study. Therefore, you need to get a clear idea about what you need to do at the corporate capstone. Right. In the corporate capstone, myself and Dimuthu sir will lead the sessions. And therefore, in the corporate capstone, or whatever the capstone we are having, we have to go through two stages, two types of assignments we need to complete. First one, we need to complete verbal pitch. That is the presentation you need to do. That is solely based on a pre-scene. This is totally new. Right. Therefore, you will give a pre-scene and we need to go through the pre-scene, and based on the pre-scene, we have to prepare a slideshow and we have to record a presentation for 10 minutes. Now, it is a separate experience or unique experience which corporate level you guys are getting. Therefore, in preparation of verbal pitch, we will guide you to how to prepare the slides and how are we going to rehearse when we are doing the presentation, right? Therefore, in the verbal pitch discussion, we will give you the guidelines. You need to prepare 6 slides. What are the contents to be included and how to record that? And in addition, in IAS, we have a separate dedicated studio to record your presentation. Therefore, we will provide that facility. In addition, we will review each and every presentation. Dimuthu, you can add any points about verbal pitch and the final examination and related areas.
Yeah, I think when it comes to the verbal pitch, I think this was introduced with this current syllabus. Previously, we didn't have that verbal pitch experience. So therefore, this is something novel for many students. As students' perspective, what is required is to make a good preparations on slide, as well as they have to make sure that they are going to do the presentation within the given stimulated time period. So those are important. At the same time, this analytical skill is important. Why this analytical skill is important? Because students should be able to identify a significant issue from the given pre-scene informations. So especially not from the financial knowledge, it is important to have more strategic knowledge also, as well as auditing, risk management. So it's a blend of knowledge you require to identify the key issues given in the pre-scene. But compared with the previous syllabus, there are certain advantages also. because the same pre-scene will be used for the final exam also. Then you have enough time to be familiar lies with this given pre-scene. Then at the same time, you can make more analysis related with that. But so biggest issue I have seen with this capstone is the content issue. There's a heavy content to be studied. So it's not something to be done within 1 or 2 months period. Now, if you look at about the previous syllabus, in the case study, actually, so what was the requirement was, right? You can carry forward your previous knowledge, for example, strategic management subject knowledge. Then from that, you had the opportunity to answer uh, the paper. But unfortunately, here within this new syllabus, there is no strategic management subject. So, since there is no strategic management subject, then students have to gain that knowledge from beginning. To get that particular understanding, it takes time. Not only strategic management, there are so many other new content also like digitalization, sustainability. So, they should have a plan from beginning to end. It should be a 5 month, 6 month plan. It's not something 1 or 2 month plan because practically you can't complete this one within 1 or 2 months, right? So you have to start from the beginning. So therefore, so my advice for all of you is start beginning. So don't wait until result come. Don't wait, right? I think you can have an arrangement with the IAS if you are right paid and subsequently suppose that you didn't get through some of the subject you have already done. Therefore, you are not eligible to do the capstone. Then you don't want to worry. So you can get some arrangement from the IAS.
Yeah, actually, to disrupt you, and actually, IAS already arranged that one. If you register and if you're not unable to complete your level and you can't proceed with capstone, they will carry forward the payments and all the access will be granted for the next exam as well. They have already arranged that one. You can don't worry about the classes, and that arrangement will be there.
Yeah, at the same time, I think students want more practice here. So for that perspective, so what I have planned is to have a continuous evaluation systems. At the same time, conducting live sessions from beginning. Also, there will be some physical mocks given. Probably each month you will be right invited to come to IES and do a physical exam. Then individually we will do the evaluations of you and will try to identify what are your major weaknesses. So, for example, I think 2 days back I read a book and nice book, and a book say that the book name is Goal actually. One of the best-selling book in the world now, right? Goal. It says that as a professional or you are a businessman, what you have to more focus is develop your strength. You have to work on your bottlenecks, your weaknesses. So you have to give more attention to your weaknesses. So if you look at about this for corporate capsules, what I have felt is the writing skill is not up to the standard of the students. Especially, it's not sufficient to analyze a case study. So writing skill, analytical skill, all are required to do a case study, the capstone model. Therefore, we will have a separate program to improve that particular knowledge of you, right? So we'll work on that one. So as we have mentioned, so we'll have a continuous evaluation system. So we'll try to manage some of the weak people separately, and we'll have a proper program on that.
Yeah, thank you, Dimu sir, for the briefing about the program. In addition, presentation before you do the physical presentation, and we will get review it done by ourselves and another few chartered accountant also involved with the reviewing panel. We will give you the feedback and that how we have arranged the session last time. In addition, I would like to show you some evidence last time what we have done actually. Therefore, we have asked the student to come to IAS and we have given our recording room, we have given our lecture rooms, and they can come physically and do the presentation in front of us. and we have reviewed each and every presentation, and we have given you the explanation what are the areas you need to develop. Actually, we have spent a whole day, not only day 2-3 days, and we have given you the feedback. Then it was appraised by valued by most of the student. That facility, that option also will be provided in this time as well. In addition that, this is the other evidence that students who wanted to record their videos, actually they came to the IAS studio and they have recorded their video and uploaded on time. In addition, the final exam preparation, once you have completed verbal pitch, if you have success, then you can move to the final exam. If you fail, if it is not satisfactory, they will say you have failed. Then they will give another opportunity to resubmit the verbal pitch before the exam. Right? You can redo if the correction, if you have done it, you can resubmit and you can sit for the examination. Right? That option also available. In the final exam preparation, pre-scene anyway available before 15 weeks before the exam. Then we will analyze entire pre-scene and give you the required details, and you can see a colorful tute also, which we have provided last time. Full analysis will be given, and you can do the analysis, and you can participate mock exam. Actually, we have conducted 2 mock exams, and you can physically come and participate for the examinations. That is mainly look at about the corporate capstone. Now we can move to the next set. Capstone. The strategic capstone, myself, Dimitru sir, Chandana sir, and Ilendra sir, 4 of us, 4 chartered accountants handling this strategic capstone.
So I think so we have arranged a separate day for this corporate capstone stones to come now on this coming Saturday. So
Yeah.
you have to mention that one also, I think.
Yeah, in coming Saturday, we are having a session on Monday. It will be communicated to the WhatsApp group and the channel.
Saturday, no?
Yes, not Saturday, Saturday evening.
Oh, yes.
Saturday evening, we will prepare a separate session to give you a brief introduction and interactive session already arranged.
This corporate capstone, right? So I think the mocks, right? She has mentioned that 2 mocks will be done. Probably this time I think we can increase that number. Last time actually we did 2 main mocks, so we can increase that up to 5 to 6 actually. So when you are writing more mocks, I think then you can get a better experience, right? So we invite for that fun and do it with us.
Yeah.
Right?
In the strategic capstone, same as earlier. Now the verbal pitch is there. There's a unique difference compared to the corporate verbal pitch. This you have to complete 15-minute presentation which contain 9 slides. The main salient feature of this presentation verbal pitch is you have to do the presentation at CA Sri Lanka. You have to go there and you have to do the presentation in front of panel of lectures. Right? It's the challenge you need to prepare for, because you can't record it and upload, but you have to present. During the presentation, the reviewers may ask questions. Then you should be able to answer that and continue the presentation. That confidence we need to build up. That's why we need to have continuous sessions, and you can practice here, and we will review your presentation, and we will give you opportunity come and present it here as well. If I say about the live presentation to CACS chartered accountants, last time we have conducted these presentation and we have reviewed. You can see how we have done. Each and every individual given time slot of 15 minutes to do the presentation, and we have given the feedback. Those students who came and done the presentation, and those who were there in overseas also, they have done the presentation by themselves and they recorded and sent back to us. Then we have reviewed and give the feedback. Actually, most and all of them have gone through during the presentation. Therefore, it is very important to practice and do the presentation here. We will give opportunity to do that as well. Then it comes to the final exam, physical mock exam. You can see we have individually reviewed your paper, and you have given opportunity to write the mock exam paper. And actually, we have start on 7:30 in the morning. Actually, we have concluded the session in 2 days, and up to 9:30 in the evening, we have continued the physical exam session. In each and every individual will be reviewed personally, and feedback will be given to each individual. Therefore, they can identify their weaknesses. This is how we have planned. Actually, last time we have conducted 2 mock exams, but this time it will be extended to 5, 6 mock exams. We have time. Therefore, will schedule mock exams and continuously we will train you. That is the unique features we have, and we have mini group discussions as well. Then we will interact with the teams, and then we will update our knowledge, and possible scenarios will be discussed. And at the end, not at the end, actually, we will update the master tute day by day, and it will release to the group. And this is the final tute, actually combined tute we have released to the students. Same way, we will do the complete analysis, and we will provide you the assistance. Right, Dimsa?
Yeah, I think so. Now you are a little bit lucky compared with the previous batch, because previous batch didn't have much guidance, so there were no paper to look at. But I think now you have a paper to look at. So even as a lecturers, also we have more guidance compared with the previous batch. So what we can do this time is actually we also to adjust our approach a little bit more, right? So we need to do more scenario-based questions. That is more important. Actually, last time also, if you consult with some of the students who did the exam, so we have given enough questions in addition to analysis, right? Even the last 2 topic, I give 113 question booklet, questions booklet only for covering 2 chapters. In addition to that one, 28 question was separately given. Then Nishansa gave 2 mocks. I give another mocks, right? So a lot of analysis were done actually last time. So this time actually we can increase that one a little bit, because right now the theory part is already over, right? The recorded videos are available. Therefore, from our side also we have a little bit more time to attention more on the questions area. So as students students didn't have much time to go to the theory, because they had only 2 or 3 months for preparation. But now you can have a 5 to 6 months from the beginning. So my advice is start early. If you start early your journey, I think then you can complete this journey early. So you don't want to think about the next time, right? So avoid that particular scenario at all. So if you are so you are going to become a chartered accountant. Chartered accountant should have a good plan always, no? So the more important thing is not only the preparations, the execution matter always. So I think so you start from the next week onward. Don't wait until last moment. Have a clear path. So what we are going to do. So we'll help on that one actually. So whatever the capacity we can, we always help to the students, right? I think you can better to consult with some of the past students. So I have been lecturing for this same content for the last 20 years for the chartered accountancy. So you can consult with them. So we have always deliver our job. So trust with us. Then I think we can go a good right journey, I think.
Right. We will see you all in the strategic capstone and corporate capstone discussion in future. In addition, I would like to share some thoughts about some common question you may raise. That is about power and integrity module. Do we need to do this power and integrity module? Yes, actually you need to complete this power and integrity module, and the transition provision already given. If you complete corporate level corporate communication, only communication module will be exempted, but you have to register for power and integrity module. Strategic level also same thing. If you have done CES4, then you will get only the exemption for communication module. You have to register for power and integrity module, right? Strategic level, you have, if you completed CS4 and skill development program for final level student, then you will be exempted for power and integrity module, right? That is the clarification I need to give it to you. Then when you come to the digital enabling skill module, this required, this module need to be completed before moving into the next level, right? If you have not completed this module, it will not consider it has been completed, right? You need to complete digital enabling and skill module. Then some student ask about, if I have done IT1, IT2, right, IT3, what will happen? Remember, they have only exempt the relevant modules will be credited. Other modules you have to do. Anyway, you have to register for this digital enabling skill module. Further details will be, you can communicate through the WhatsApp channel in our student oriented groups we have already created, and we will communicate those information with you. Right. That's all about our corporate and strategic level capstone.
At the same time, also that strategic capstone students will be invited to come for individual sessions.
It's on
Sunday, no?
Yeah, it's on 5th.
Yeah.
It's on 5th, sorry, 1 p.m. 5th at 1 p.m. We are having an individual session, and we will further communication will be communicated on the arrangement. Right. That's hope you have understood and clear about the corporate and strategic level capstone. Then I will hand over our session to the presenter and to carry out the remaining.
Thank you, Nishant sir and Dimut sir, for your good explanation about corporate level and strategic level capstone. I think you have clear understanding about this capstone module. And now I cordially invite Nishant sir for the corporate level, a leading lecturer in this corporate level.
Thank you, Dehami, again. Right, I will. I know I need not to tell about myself, and this is my 14th year of lecturing experience and advanced management, accounting, and finance. One of the leading subject, one of the important subject in corporate level. And last batch we have successfully completed, and you might have seen, you might have the people, you can get the assurance from the previous batch how we have completed, how the exam paper looks like, and whether the materials, the things which we have discussed, whether it is useful or not. Therefore, we have a comprehensive plan about our advanced management, accounting, and finance, and new areas already included. Therefore, in our class plan, we have covered our 100% theory 1 month before the exam, 1 month before the exam, right? And in addition, once we have covered some lessons or sessions, after once a month, we will conduct mock exam, what we have done previously as well, right? In addition, mini case study based discussions also will be conducted, and additional revision program will be conducted during the theory class, because since we have more time and since we have familiarized with the content, now we can do more discussion during the class. Therefore, you need not to worry. And I am not going to discuss about key topics, project appraisal, then transfer pricing, performance management, budgeting, variance, and those key topics are there. Therefore, you can enjoy the content and you can get complete idea about the subject. Therefore, I trust you can get a clear knowledge on advanced management, accounting, and finance. In addition, I will tell during the class, we are having physical classes and virtual classes and recorded pack already there. In commonly our paper structure, there are two sections, section A and section B. In first section, we have 5 questions, each carries 10 marks, 50 marks. And section B or second section, we are having 3 questions which carried out 25 marks each, but you have to do only 2 questions, right? You can have a selection. Therefore, in the advanced management, accounting, finance, and corporate level subject, that is the paper structure. Therefore, you have 3 hours and 15-minute reading time in addition. Therefore, we will prepare, we will do more exams, more preparation. Therefore, hopefully, we will meet on 4th Saturday at 1 o'clock at IAS or IAS.lk. You can join through IAS.lk if you can't come physically. And if you can't come physically or if you can't join virtually, the recorded packs also will be provided through IAS.lk. Please remember IAS.lk, you can log in and you can participate our sessions. Therefore, please remember the date, 4th July, Saturday at 1 o'clock, we are starting advanced management, accounting, and finance. Thank you for, if any queries we will address at the end, then I will hand over my session to the next lecturer. Then he will give the brief introduction about himself and thereafter his plan and how they are going to deal with that. We'll explain to you.
Thank you, Nishant sir, for your brief explanation. And then I cordially invite Nilendra Vitanage sir. He is leading lecturer in this area and now he is reading the PhD.
Okay, thank you. Students, now corporate level, risk governance and audit. Now, this particular subject, students, it's basically auditing. Now, many of you would have heard about auditing. Some of you would have heard that auditing is a subject which is relevant for people who are going for audit firms only. But this is not the case if you are, say, going into audit firms, if you are, say, in commercial sector, or some students who are into universities. Still, most of you may be still at universities. So if wherever you are, students, you do full-time studies, going to audit firms, or maybe wherever you are, students, our duty is to ensure that you all learn the fine points in risk, governance, and audit. Students, so basically, good old days, this was the auditing only. But now, you know, the world is continuously changing. Your profession, primarily from becoming a chartered accountant who is into financial accounting and auditing, your profession is now moving on to areas of risk, governance, and forensic auditing. You would have heard these days, different places frauds are happening. No, billions of rupees worth of frauds, several millions going into drain. So these should be investigated by someone. So that's you. So you will be learning these interesting stuff with regard to the auditing, governance, risk management through this subject, and why you have to choose IAS. Students, the lecturer himself, myself, coming from a risk angle, risk background, and since coming from the risk governance and audit firm background, I can teach you the fine points at the auditing and risk governance effectively. So if you just glance through what are the areas that are there. So about 15% of the syllabus comes from regulatory compliance. Now going ahead, chartered accountants should have, it's all about regulation. You would have heard time to time anti-money laundering, terrorism financing prevention, anti-corruption acts, the bills, then financial transactions reporting levy, reporting act. All these are coming through. So it's regulatory compliance which is there, which was not previously in the previous syllabus. These are quite new areas, students. So if you are trying to watch some old videos, you will not capture these areas. These are quite relatively and new topics which are coming in. So which if you try to see old videos in some place, you will not capture this regulatory compliance. And then students, audit planning and audit strategy, it's the cream of auditing. So you would have learned in AAT, executive level, business level, this area you would have learned, but here we learn audit planning and strategy in much more application level. So 25% of syllabus is coming from that. Then audit execution, that's the gathering of audit evidence for 25% of the syllabus. Again, audit reporting. So we will develop your judgment in order to provide an opinion. So people who are joining from audit firms, students, after you learn this audit reporting area, you yourself can draft the opinion paragraph of your audit reports. So we will give you that particular knowledge as well. Then the risk management, the good old risk management, students, it's all about, say, identification of various types of risk, starting from the fraud risk, say, cyber security risk, then compliance risk, all we are learning in the risk management area. And finally, internal auditing. So for that, you get 10% of the syllabus. I think Nishant sir has elaborated you on the paper structure, same paper structure going here as well. So at IAS, we will cover the complete theory. Similar to last time, we will be doing at least 3 mock exam papers and the marks will be given to you and spot exams will also be there. So students, so you see the unique features and we are the people who have generated the highest number of auditing prize winners. So inviting you all to come here, do the chartered accountancy corporate level risk governance and audit with IAS, and let's meet there at the class.
Thank you, Nilendra sir. And then I cordially invite Chandana Jagat sir. He is leading lecturer in that area.
Good evening, everyone. It's my honor and privilege to be in front of you today. I am guiding you through an important subject at corporate level, and that is CFR, Corporate Financial Reporting. In a nutshell, the syllabus will be comprising of mainly accounting standard, that is the bread and butter. and that is 50% of the syllabus. Consolidations will be 30%. The rest is like, financial statements analysis and the sustainability. I have no idea to blow my own trumpet, but just to tell you a little about myself. So this is my 26th year of lecturing. And within this 25 years, I have produced 23 prize winners in financial reporting alone in chartered accountancy. And that does not include the prize winners I produced in CMA. I can remember back in the days in 2001, starting from 2001 up to 2008, we did lectures for CMA and all the prizes were won by our students that time. So the number is not so sure. And this is just to give you kind of an assurance how competent we are, just to prepare you for the exam and to shape your future and to build future chartered accountants. Now, let me tell you how our program will be differentiated from the rest of others. Now, in fact, if you start watching our video, you will realize for yourself our videos are a little heavy and bulky. True. That is because we teach the full standard. It's not a patchwork. And we will teach the standard to the core. Because now in the new curriculum, the questions will be set from the core. That is why I'm saying always, I want my students to drink the cup of the subject right down to drink without just sipping the bubbles floating on the surface. And if you do that and go for the exam, you will get caught. So my first advice, wherever you follow the classes at, it has to be a perfect job, genuine job, and you need to dive into each and every single nook and corner of the standard, and then only you can prepare yourself for the exam. And trust me, hand on my heart, over 26 years of teaching, I have never cancelled any classes. Neither did I ever come to classes late. If I organize a class and if I'll be absent to the class, that is because I'm dead. And I will give you that assurance for this class as well. So remember, before you come for the classes, you need to come through strong recommendations. Please speak to the previous students and they will tell you who we are. And my first recommendation is physical classes. The day one you will walk into the class, you will come to the class with the testimony on your hand that you have already got through the exam and you need to wait another 6 months' time to get the official endorsement. But it does not mean that you need to come for physical classes always. No. Some students are coming from very far nooks and corners of the world, and we have the facility. You can watch the videos no matter where you are. You can watch as many times as you can until the exam date. No restrictions at all. We are not asking your passport copy. We will give you the videos. We are so flexible. And even after being in our classes, if you want to watch the videos again for rehearsal or for more practices, we will make the videos available once again. So we have all these flexibilities. Now, don't blame me. I will take at least 2 months to complete financial instruments. I won't say that you will be lucky enough to learn that topic from me, and you will realize it after learning that from me. And I will take at least, 1.5 months to complete revenue SLFRS 15. Financial reporting is a very interesting subject. And you trying to understand the financial statements without knowing the subjects ins and out is like you trying to watch a Hindi movie without the subtitles. Now, we are starting our theory class on 4th July. And in 2 months' time, we are starting our revision program. Trust me, hand on my heart, we are discussing minimum 10-year past paper questions. You can find fault with me if we break our promises. And to assess your performances regularly, we are also having mock exams. And that is to see the progress, to realize our weaknesses, and then to improve ourselves further. Remember, being a chartered accountant does not mean that we can add few letters behind the name. No, discipline matters a lot. These qualifications will be reserved not for the people who are intelligent, and this is reserved for the people who can commit themselves, who can persevere, and who can come back with the resilience. So, ladies and gentlemen, to make a long story short, our program will be a suitable program for y'all. I don't say that will be the best. I don't want to be exaggerative. So we'll hope to meet you on coming 4th. And the classes, we are studying the classes on 5th. That is on Sunday. Every Sunday the classes will be held. I will be guiding you through the subject from the beginning to the end. And remember, there is no MCQ question now, and English matters a lot. It is not I am Taro, you are Moru type of language. You need to improve your language as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll start our classes on 5th July and hope to see you all, and all the best.
Thank you, Chandana Jagat sir, for your explanation. And then I cordially invite Asiri Jaikodi sir. He is leading lecturer in the tax subject.
Right. Thank you, Dehami, for introduction. Students, once you get qualified, actually you will receive ex officio. That is the company secretary, right? So this ex officio position, if you want to handle the company secretarial works, so you need to get the knowledge from this subject. What is that subject? Corporate law and the taxation. Actually, this subject has two components. One, the first component is the corporate law part. We deeply dive into the Companies Act, right? The mark allocation is the 55 marks. So actually my part is taxation. So for the taxation, we allocated 45 marks, right? In terms of the question paper, right? You know, once you get qualified, you can play many roles. You can work as a accountant, you can work as an auditor. Not only that, you can practice yourself and you can practice as a tax consultant. So if you need to get that tax pedo, if you need to move into the tax consultation, so this is the where you learn A, B, C, right? So actually there is another separate subject in the strategic level also. But so we will deeply discuss in this subject basics of the corporate taxation and the VAT tax. Not only that, very specifically this time, actually we discuss about dispute resolutions, right? So the main concern when we deal with the IRD is revenue officer doesn't agree with some points, so then disputes arise, right? So if we had to chance to handle such a dispute, then here we explain you what are the things you need to do and what are the things you don't, right? So when it's come to the subject, Lamai, so we will discuss all the legislative things deeply first, then we will master the calculations. Right? Each topic, we will do separate topic testings. Say for an example, corporate taxation, students, you have to have many adjustment. Each adjustment analyzed with different industry norms, right? So we will take up with the topic testing, not only the topic testing students, we will guide you through how to manage your time, because there are two components in this subject, right? So you need to very careful about your time management, right? We do many past papers and we do many mock exams in order to train you to pass this examination without any doubt, right? So students, we start our class on this Sunday at 1 p.m. I believe y'all can get a good experience about how to handle tax matters with the in-depth knowledge about the law and the practice. So I warmly welcome and invite you all to my subject and the corporate law subject. So you can join with us an IAS as a physical student or as an online student. Not only that, we have the recorded video, so you can go through those videos anywhere at any time. So we have more than 50 years experience, including me. There are many chartered accountants created this institute. So I think IAS done lot to this profession, right? So I request you all to join with us on next Sunday, 1 p.m. See you all at classroom.
Thank you, Sri Chaikudi sir, for your explanation about tax subject. And then I cordially invite Krishanta Premasiri sir. He is leading lecturer in corporate law subject.
Thank you, Asri sir. And so you all know about the CA syllabus. And one day you become the current accountant, then you are engaged with the corporate sector. You deal with the corporate documents. So that's why you have at least you should have a basic knowledge about the corporate law. That's why we are going to discuss your corporate law subject from A to Z. In your syllabus, there are several topics. Like you all know, 55 marks have been allocated for corporate subjects and 45 marks for the taxation. There are 7 units in your syllabus and your examination paper. So there are 2 parts, section A and section B. Section E, there are 3 questions, short scenario based questions. All the questions are compulsory. But in section B, so you have 2 questions. So then you have to write only 1 question. You have option. When we talk about your syllabus, so 80% of your syllabus covered by the Companies Act. The Companies Act is an open book resource in your exams. So then you have to win the Companies Act from the government test, not permitted any other copies or any other printed books. So only the Company Act, right? You have to purchase or bring from the government press. So in your syllabus, first unit, we have to discuss the common features of the company. You all know, right? I believe that you all know the basic features of the company. So in the second unit, we need to discuss the incorporation of company. How our company can be incorporated. There are certain documents we have to submit for the company register. So we will discuss this procedure with the Companies Act provisions. And also in the third unit, how our company can be managed, how resolution can be passed. So there is a procedure. So we will discuss this procedure with the relevant provisions of the Companies Act. In addition to the corporate reorganization, so how company can be amalgamated with another company, that's this procedure. So finally, in your syllabus, we have discussed the winding up procedure. So 80% of your syllabus is covered by the Companies Act. In addition to the Companies Act, so we have to discuss other laws related to the company, especially the foreign exchange rules and capital market regulations. So those are the topics that we are going to discuss in the syllabus. So we are planning to discuss your syllabus with the theory and the legal provisions. In addition to, we are planning to discuss the past papers, not 1 or 2. We are planning to discuss 10 past paper questions. So at the end of the first unit, I am planning to discuss the 10 past paper questions, right? And also the mock exam questions. So this is our plan. I believe that at the end of this course, you will pass these exams without any fear, with the confidence. So see you all in our regular class 5th Sunday, 1 p.m. Right? Thank you.
Thank you, Krishanta Premasiri sir, for your explanation. And now let's dive into strategic level classes. So, again, I cordially invite Nilendra Vitanage sir. He is leading lecturer in this area and now he is reading for PhD.
Hello, students. So, strategic level. So, corporate level and strategic level, two different aspects. Now, many students get this confused. Hey, if I go ahead with my corporate level knowledge, will that be enough? And some of you may be thinking about extent I need to have the knowledge. So, strategic level means, students, you have gone through all this kind of toil, sweat, right? Sleepless nights, and you have now come to the last bit of the kind of hurdle that will be there for you becoming a chartered accountant. So, students, you are almost there, right? So, strategic level, so people who are joining here on live through hundreds of students who are joining live on Facebook, YouTube, and who are watching the recording of this, students, if you are strategic level, first and foremost, think that it's only that particular hurdle that you have to do. So never give up. This is my advice to all of you who are at the strategic level, who are doing it. Don't ever give up, because if you give up right now on CA course, all your effort of years and years of your effort will be in vain. So this is the time, this is the stage, this is the level that you have to put your maximum effort and get this done and dusted. So strategic level, students, we had a kind of an issue. Strategic level, we had a paper called ABR. That ABR paper was so complex and also so much amount of volume was there. And I think Chandra sir and myself, we shared that and we did it. And I think we did really good job. Many students have passed. But right now, with the kind of new dimensions in the kind of CA environment, it has now broken in a way that auditing pillar has been separately taken. Auditing pillar has been separately taken, and in the auditing, now you have been given a choice. Because students, some students want to become audit practitioners who want to practice as auditors. And certain other students are there who don't want to become auditors, practicing auditors. You just want to become a CFO or a finance director in a company. So two different career paths. So one would want to become a practicing auditor, and another person wants to be a CFO, finance director, chief risk officer, or maybe chief treasury officer. You want to be a person, or maybe a CEO in a business. That's the case. So you have a choice to make, students. So some students make this complex. Sir, which subject I am going to select? Is it SL 25 3.1 Advanced Audit and Professional Practice, or SL 25 3.2 Advanced Risk Management and Corporate Governance? So if you want to have an auditing career, students, or you love auditing, there are people who love auditing like myself. If you love auditing, that's for you. SL 25 3.1 Advanced Audit and Professional Practice subject is for you. And if you want to be a CFO or a finance director, students, SL 25 3.2. Then this is a kind of a common question, sir. Out of these two, what is the most easiest one? So there is nothing called easiest subject, students. Both the subjects has its pros and cons. And my advice to all of you, if you love auditing, if you want to practice as auditor, then, or if you have 3 years of practical audit firm experience, better to go ahead with 3.1, Advanced Audit and Professional Practice. If not, you are coming from the mercantile sector, commercial sector, go for 3.2, Advanced Risk Management and Corporate Governance. So, students, let me introduce you the SL 25 3.1, Advanced Audit and Professional Practice. This is for people who want to kind of have thorough advanced knowledge of auditing. Students, auditing subject has also now evolved in a manner where you have lots of contemporary, very dynamic areas, starting from ethics for professional accountants in practice. If you are running an audit firm, how the ethical aspects impact you, the independence. So 10% of syllabus. Then students, how you work in internal audit environment, because internal auditing itself is so much of an area. Now everybody is questioning, no, hey auditor, what you have done, internal audit team, what you have done during this particular fraud happened. People are asking, no, so learn this 10%. Then assurance and other related areas, students, so auditing, due diligence, then students, other assignments like agreed upon procedure, forensic auditing, all these areas, it's 45% of the syllabus. Then risk management, all good old enterprise risk management, part of it is there for 10 marks, 10% of the syllabus, and corporate governance, again 10%. See, if you were there when I was introducing the corporate level syllabus, I told you regulatory compliance was there at the corporate level as well. And the advanced areas of it is here for 15%. So that's SL25 3.1. So again, I'm repeating, students, if you like auditing, if you love auditing, and if you have audit firm experience for about 3 years, and if you are going to have it, if you are planning to go at that, it's SL25 3.1. Then students, the next one. SL25 3.2, Advanced Risk Management and Corporate Governance. This is for you who are going to become CFOs, finance directors. So students, again, corporate governance frameworks. So we will dig deep into corporate governance, good governance, transparency, board balance, non-executive directors, fraud prevention. We will be learning for 15%. Then enterprise risk management and financial risk management. Students, 45%. Now, this is the area where IAS has the unique kind of competitive edge, where students, this financial risk management. So, hedging techniques, areas of, say, how you manage your, say, solvency risk, liquidity. So, in a company as a CFO, how you are going to manage funding with investments. We will be learning that for 45%, very practical areas for a CFO. Then regulatory compliance, again 10%. Then ethics and internal audit, 10% and 20% of your syllabus. Why, students, you have to choose IAS? First and foremost, we, like last time, ask from your friends, 2 mock exam papers we have done. And this time, we are planning to do 3 mock examination papers. Exam setup mock examination papers. And also remember, students, your paper structure is such a way, you have a huge 50 marks question that has to answer. And if you have gone through the paper, you have to read about 3 pages you have to read. So if you don't strategically attempt that 50 marks question will kill you. So we will teach you how, instead of you getting killed, how to kill the question. We are teaching you that. And also there is a choice you have to make out of, in the section B of the paper, out of 3 questions you have to select 2. So we will teach you how to make that selection as well. If you don't make the proper selection, students, then also it's a kind of a case where we getting busted. So those examination techniques also will be taught to you. And since myself coming from the practice, from risk management, auditing and all sorts of areas, through these 2 subjects you can learn easily. So this subject we are starting on this coming Sunday at 1 p.m. at IAS. First and foremost, 3.1, 3.2, we get together, we collectively do that. Both the subjects will be amalgamated and do. And then after about 2 months' time, we will be segregating you into different batches, and 3.1 goes separately, 3.2 goes separately. So if you want physical participation, we encourage you to physically participate, students, because these are all complex contemporary areas you have to physically attend. And if not, I think some of our students are coming from overseas or outstation students, recorded videos as well as live sessions you can join live as well. So join with IAS, get references from your friends, and all the best for you to have happy learning, and let's meet at the class on Sunday. Thank you.
Thank you, Nilendra Vitanage sir, for your explanation. And then I cordially invite Chandana Jagat sir. He is leading lecturer in this area.
Good evening, everyone. At strategic level, financial reporting subject is called AZR, Advanced Corporate Reporting. And ABR has been the predecessor of AZR. and it has been a bit of a challenging subject even in the previous curriculum. I'm not going to blow my own trumpet, but just to do a small introduction of myself, just to get you to understand how competent we are or how qualified we are, just to be your tutor or to be your mentor. And this is my 26th year of teaching. I have been teaching these subjects since 2001. Over 26 years, I have produced 23 prize winners. And trust me, hand on my heart, I have lectured equivalent subjects at CMA Sri Lanka, ACCA, and also ICAW. Now let's come to the technical part of it. Right. Now, your paper will be consisting of only just two sections, section 1 and section 2. Section 1 is with just one question that carries 50 marks, and you have no choices whether you like or not, you need to attempt that question. So that is more coherent. And that is set from all possible areas of financial reporting standards, sustainability, technology, and so on and so forth. To get that 50 marks, you need to know the subject's ins and outs. In section 2, you get 3 questions. 1 is optional, and you need to answer 2 questions. So each question carries 25 marks. Right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the whole syllabus, let me put that into just 4 categories. Accounting standards, that will be the bread and butter. That is the core. Then consolidation. Then sustainability plus technology, and then financial statements analysis. Now, I must tell you what makes our program unique and what differentiates our program from the rest of others. If you watch our videos, I need to tell you in advance, the videos are a little heavy. The videos are a little bulky because we are teaching the full standard. This cannot be just a patchwork. And the questions are set from the core. Without you knowing the subjects perfect, you cannot answer the questions under the new curriculum. Now, qualifications will, passing the exams will give you the qualifications, but understanding the concepts will build your career. So we are teaching you not only to pass the exam, also to build your career. And therefore, if you do a genuine job, I cannot complete financial instrument just in 4 weeks. If I do a genuine job, I cannot complete consolidations just in 3 weeks. If I do a genuine job, I cannot complete revenue just in 4 weeks, because we are diving into all the possible nooks and corners to do a comprehensive job, because I want to be honest to myself. And remember, we are not keeping the core topics like consolidation, financial instruments, and revenue for the last minute. No, the harder topics will be completed first. So you will feel little relaxed when the exams will be around the corner. So the priority will be given for the harder standards. And remember, accounting standards will be conceptual framework based teaching. And trust me, hand on my heart, every standard will be ultimately connected to the conceptual framework. Say for an example, in leases, if variable considerations will not be included into lease liability calculations, I will tell you, it's not taken based on the conceptual framework. That is what that takes the time the most. So therefore, if you want to dive into the subjects, please, those are open. So you will be welcome to our classes on red carpets. Now, we are starting our classes on coming 4th. July 4th, Saturday, we are starting the classes by 1:30. The classes continue until 8 o'clock because this is, I think, this is my personal view. This subject will be the heaviest. Not that it is hard. You need to study a lot. So therefore, we need to do some extended hours. If not, it's not easy to complete the syllabus. After 2 months' time, as soon as the results will be released, we are starting the revision. And in the revision classes, we are discussing minimum 10 past paper. You need to speak to your peers who got through the paper before and see how efficacious it was, how successful the program was. And we are not only discussing chartered papers, also we are taking papers, questions from ACCA, ICA, AW. Now, since we have all the mechanisms here, you can join physical. That is my recommendation. By the way, if you take the statistics, more than 90% of the students who joined physically has got through. That is beyond exaggeration. If anyone can challenge, we have the figures and statistics with us and we can prove ourselves. And if you want to stay in the comfort area, and if you want to be distracted while watching videos or listening to the lectures, you can stay at home and you can listen to our live classes. And if the priority will be given for the comfort, you can watch our videos, no harm, until the results will be released. So you will burn your fingers when the results will be released and then you will be too late. So my advice, without risking yourself, might as well to join the physical classes and to finish it off once and for all. So why do we keep it for another 6 months' time? Financial reporting is a very interesting subject. You trying to understand the financial statements without knowing accounting standards will be almost similar to you trying to understand a Hindi movie without the subtitles. And in our classes, certain concepts will be dramatized and will be presented in form of stories. We will see how interesting the subject is. We produce 23 prize winners for these subjects only in chartered. The next prize winner will be listening sometimes our lectures now. And we are meeting up on coming 4th, 1:30. Keep the day free. Discipline matters. And for 25 years or 26 years, we have never cancelled any classes. Neither do we cancel any classes in the future. If I'm not in the class, that is because I'm dead. Remember, this is the heaviest. This is the subject that deserves your attention. Will join the class on coming Saturday, 1:30, and will complete the subjects by December. All the very best. Good luck. Hope to see you soon on coming Saturday.
And thank you, Chandana Jagat sir, for your explanation that subject. And then I cordially invite Lahiru Karunaratne sir. He is leading lecturer in strategic tax planning subject.
Hi guys, good evening. I'm so happy to start the session. So, subject is tax. When you hear the word itself, what comes into your mind? Numbers, formats, calculations. If that's what you're expecting from tax, forget about it. That's not what we are going to learn in this particular subject. That you have already done in your corporate level. Now we are going to focus more on a advisory role rather than looking into a numerical role. That is where the real world requirement is for a tax professional. So I would say if you are looking into a numerical paper, you have mistaken. Even if you check the syllabus, pilot papers, mock papers, or the last past paper, you can see the focus on the numerics has been reduced drastically when it comes to this subject. Now the focus is mainly on what? Advising. How to guide a person on problems arriving in the taxation. When you are doing a real world tax, what kind of problems will come in your way and how to assist your clients on how to overcome that. How to assist your employer on how to overcome that. That is what we are focusing on this strategic tax planning subject. So like most of the other lectures has explained, now the paper structure has also been changed. So now we are looking at options. So you can see section 1, you have one giant question for 50 marks. And section B, you have 3 questions. Out of that, you need to select 2. I would say this is a kind of a trick. Why? When we are trying to select only, we make mistakes. We spend a lot of time to decide what question to be selected and what question to be omitted. That is the biggest mistake that we do in these kind of choice-driven examinations. So what we are going to do is, first of all, we are going to understand our syllabus. You can see the syllabus here. So if you check, you have multiple topics here. You name it, anything around taxation, all those stuff are included in your syllabus. There is nothing that has been omitted. Starting from corporation tax to non-resident tax, transfer pricing, which is a hot topic in the current world, SFCA, value-added tax are coming up until the anti-corruption laws. So we are talking about a huge syllabus. However, the key thing is not about the content. Key thing is about how to write the answer. Why? Like I said, when we say tax, we have been used to deal with numbers. But here, we have to give advices, not just talking about numbers. So how to give that advice? How to present an advice in one of the piece of paper that's given to you in the exam? That is going to be the crucial thing. Because even if you are the most knowledgeable person about taxation, if you don't know how to put that into a paper, then you are going to struggle in your exam. That is what we are going to learn. So not only the theories, our focus will be on training you, guiding you on how to write such an advisory answer. That is going to be our focus. So how are we going to do that? Only way is practicing, guys. So what we are going to do, we are going to discuss past papers, we are going to discuss model papers, and we are going to have some topic relevant small explanatory questions as well. So along with that, we will have timed mock papers, which is separately and individually marked. So each and every paper for each and every student, we will be giving our personalized feedback. So that this is going to be a customized, personalized experience that you are going to gain from IAS. That is the uniqueness when it comes to IAS. So like all the other lecturers explained, we have multiple delivery options, but out of that, like Chandana sir highlighted multiple times, I also encourage physical is the best option. But if you are joining overseas or if you are joining from outstation or whatever difficulties you have, of course, the live online option is also there. And the recorded pack is also there. recording of the live class is also there. We are starting our batch, the new batch, on 5th of July from 8 a.m. onwards. I hope to see all of you in the new class. All the very best, guys. Let's catch up in the class.
Thank you, Lahid sir, for your explanation. And then I cordially invite Chandana Jagat sir to continue this session.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This subject is now SFMA, Strategic Finance and Management Accounting. The name has got slightly changed. The predecessor has been CFRA. But with these changes, also there were certain changes in the syllabus. The most interesting area in the previous curriculum, it was risk management, but has now been taken on. Instead, they have introduced the management accounting part. I know most of you all would have been part of the stagnant crowd at the last stage for not being able to complete your finance management paper. Sometimes when you hear this word and the name of the subject, finance management, that might provoke all your negative feelings. But now, if you see the statistics of CA Sri Lanka, the passing rate has been pretty high. But I'm not pretty sure how the passing rate will be of the exam that was just completed. Now, anyway, if you come to the syllabus, 65% of your syllabus will be from finance management. And in the previous syllabus, we had treasury functions that was part of risk management also. But that part is no longer available. Instead, they have included a strategic management accounting for 35% of your syllabus. And this is a very logical subject. For each and every single formula, we will explain the profound rationale and the philosophy behind. Automatically that will get anchored in your mind. And I'm very proud to say that I started lecturing finance management and IAS for 2025 June batch. Right from the very first batch, we produced the prize winner with 78 marks. I'm sorry if I'm mistaken with the marks. That was 78 marks as far as I can remember. Now, let me tell you how the program is structured and tell you what my responsibilities are and what your responsibilities are. So we will be first completing 65% finance management in the class, and that might take 3 months. So we are completing 65% of finance management part first in the class. That will be taken 3 months. So the remaining 2 months or whatever will be dedicated to complete the management accounting part. What has made my program successful? Because as we always promised, we discuss minimum 100 questions, not of CA questions. In addition to discussing CA questions, we are discussing minimum 100 questions. Practice matters. Practice makes a perfect man. Rolling stone gathers no moss. And now we need to be little different in practicing because we don't get as much calculations as we used to get in the previous paper. Here the calculations are little less. This is more like consultancy, and this is more into reporting. So calculations will be a byproduct and writing will be the main core. So therefore, we need to direct ourselves into the directions that the paper is moving. So we need to practice a lot before we go for the exam. Now, sometimes we listen to the grievances of students and what they say is the paper is easy, but could not complete. So that is because we are lacking our practice. We are lacking our practice. Now, the classes are starting on coming Saturday. We are starting the class in the morning, 7:30. Early birds catch more flies. So early morning will be better. The classes will be on every Saturday. And in 2 months' time, or maybe after releasing the results of the previous exam, we are starting our revision program, and that is where most of the ACCA questions will be discussed. 50% of the past papers will be discussed in the theory class. The balance 50% will be done in the revision class, because we don't have enough time to complete all the past papers in the theory class, right within the theory class. Now we will be doing something which we did not do in the previous batches, that is conducting mock exams. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this finance management will be only just 3 topics in a nutshell. What are these 3? You need to know where the money is coming from. You need to know where the money should go to. And you need to know what amount of the profit need to be paid to the stakeholders. So that is all about finance management in a nutshell, just to make a long story short. But we can elaborate it further. Now, risk part is not there. That has been taken off from the syllabus. Now, finance management is needed, as a practice. You have to, not just do the calculations. If the finance management is all about calculations, Microsoft Excel would have been the finance director of all the companies. No, that culture is no longer available. It's more into consultancy. It's more into reporting, where you need to apply the theories that we learn. It does not say that we need not to learn the formulas we used to learn in the previous syllabus. They have to be learned. We need to learn it. But the way we present our answers to the examiner will be little different now. And also, if you look at the previous past paper of the exam that was just finished, June 2026, the questions are little lengthy. And even the language is little, I can't say advanced. There is no advanced language, but that is very professional. So that is where some additional efforts need to go into, and before the exam we need to practice enough. That's what I said. We will be extracting questions not only from ACCA, not only from CA, also from ICAW. I told you in our classes, in our previous exam papers, there were some questions which are very much similar to ACCA question. To make a long story short, some of the questions have been copied directly from ACCA. So we do those questions in the class, and those questions are coming to the paper as well, and you will wonder how the questions are easy. We copy from the same source, even the examiner copies from the same source. That is the secret. Okay. Now, if you come to physical classes, you will be ahead of everyone else, because we are paying individual attention to each and every student. I can remember all the students by their name. I can remember all the students by their hometown. So you have no chance to miss classes. And trust my heart, if you take the statistics, more than 90% of the students who join physical classes has got through. So my recommendation first is to take part physical classes. And if you are joining overseas or maybe from different locations, maybe outstations, and then we have an option but to join live classes, or then you can also watch the videos. We will be doing, as I said before, mock exams, not just to frighten you, but to prepare you, and we will identify our mistakes after assessing ourselves and see how we can improve ourselves. So at least we need to do 3 mock exams. This is something which we are planning to do new. And if you want something new in your life, you need to do something new which you never did in your life before. So we will do it new for the new batch. So as I said, I started lecturing for finance management for the first time at IAS for 2025 June batch, and we produced the prize winner. I'm so happy about it. Now, part of your syllabus will be technology, part of your syllabus will be sustainability. It doesn't mean that there will be separate isolated question from technology and sustainability. No. So that will be mixed up. The questions are more coherent, especially if you take question number 1, 50-mark question. So that is more coherent, so that is amalgamated with sustainability and technology as well. So that is why you need to make the proper choice. The new areas can be a little harder. Why? It's not because the subject is hard. It's very difficult to find similar questions from other exams sometimes. Now, this paper is very unique. I tried to see similar papers in ACCA. There were no similar papers. I was trying to match it with CIMA papers. There were no similar subjects for this subject. Why? It is different combinations of management accounting and finance management. So let's see how best we can move forward. So ladies and gentlemen, that's all about it. This subject is a very interesting subject, and this is a subject that will transform a conventional, traditional accounting into a business engineer. And let's see how successful the program will be. And we are enthusiastically looking forward to helping you out in every possible way. My first recommendation is physical classes, to see whether you can join physical classes every day. And we'll meet up on coming Saturday at 7:30. It's not 7:45, but on the very first day we'll be starting the class a little late. But from the second week onward, it's not 7:45, it's not 8 o'clock, it's sharp by 7:30. Discipline matters a lot. And we will complete the subjects by December and finish it off once and for all. Don't keep it for another 6 months. All the very best, guys, and hope to see you soon on coming Saturday. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chandana Jagat sir, for your valuable explanation. And so now we came to a very special part in this session. So I cordially invite Nishant Adhikari sir to continue this session.
Right. Thank you, Dehami. Now, when a few questions were raised already, and first I will introduce the access into IAS.lk and how to purchase and how to access to the classes, because it is very convenient and it is streamlined. Actually, when you are going to the IAS.lk, you can purchase them very easily, right? First, you have to visit IAS.lk and you can see this screen, and you have to find the program, and then you have to create your account if you have not registered. Then you have to fill these details and about your name and NIC contact number and details you need to fill as the registration process. Then you can move to sign into the IAS.lk, and you have to enter your username and password, and then you can go into the IAS.lk course page. In course page, you can find out the class program, and it might be, if you select chartered accountancy, you can see corporate level, strategic level. You have to view the program. If you want to go to corporate level or strategic level, you have to go and view the program. Then you can see the subjects, right? Then in the subjects, if you want to add, whether you are going to, if you want to view the subject, you can view it, or whether you are going to select month by month, you can select the month and purchase, right, in the live classes, right? Then you can add to the bucket, and then you can make payment straight away through the platform itself, right? If it is a video pack, you can go to the video pack section and select the subject. You can purchase the video pack for entire 6 month period, right? The class schedule, class fees, and everything will be mentioned in the relevant subject and relevant section. Therefore, you can easily, if you are coming physically, also you can go and purchase this section. If you want to purchase the full video pack, you can go to the video pack section and you can purchase it. Right. Then there are a few questions you have raised. I will answer one by one. What about the overseas students who are going to attend for Capstone? Yes, we are having virtual sessions. Classes will be held virtually. Those who can't participate for mock exam, you have to write the mock exam and send us, and we will mark it and send back the feedback. And we will have the one-to-one session through the Zoom or Teams platform, right? Then when it comes to the capstone, corporate capstone, when you're going to sit for corporate capstone, at least you need to complete 2 subjects, right? No need to complete entire level. You need to complete 2 subjects. With 2 subjects, you can sit with 2 subjects you can sit the corporate capstone. But when it comes to strategic capstone, you have to complete all 4 core modules. All 4 subjects need to be completed before you are going to final capstone, strategic capstone. No, we are not going to upload last class videos. We are not doing like that. In the live class, each 6 months, the videos will be updated, because each session we will adding new information, adding new papers, and more mock exam will be conducted, and past papers while we are, as an example, when advanced management accounting and finance, while doing the lecture, I will cover up most of the past papers. More than 5 years past paper will be incorporated in the duty itself. All other lectures also can discuss past papers, and in addition, with compared to the previous batch, additional past papers and mock papers will be discussed in this batch as well. We will give new and refresh or fresh material to you, and it will be always updated, right? That is the assurance we can give. Theories will be doing from the day one itself. We will do it again. We are not going to upload the previous batch videos. We will do continuously update the videos, continuously do the recordings, and that is for the live classes. And video pack already recorded and uploaded, and additional material, additional past papers, and will be added to the given video pack. Right. How many past papers? It depends. How many past papers we are going to cover. Actually, for the due curriculum, only 1 past paper available. Relevant areas we have extracted from the past papers, and during the class we will discuss those past paper. How to complete power and integrity module? The CA Sri Lanka will inform you to enroll the power and integrity module. You have to go through those modules and attend those questions, and there are some questions they are giving, and any number of time you can attempt the questionnaire, and you need to get 50%. We will let you know, because when they are open for the power and integrity module. Do I need to complete 4 subjects before sitting for the corporate capstone? No, at least you need to complete 2 subjects. Monthly fees and everything will be there in the IAS.lk website. You can see. Right. If someone passed the verbal pitch first time, and if you failed the unseen, that means final exam, do you need to do the exam again or verbal pitch again? Yes, you have to do that, because the next verbal pitch depends on the separate pre-seen. Therefore, if you fail the final examination, even though you have passed the verbal pitch under the previous pre-seen, you have to do it again. You have to. There's a question given to Nilendra sir. Nilendra sir can join, and it says that are you conducting separate class for SL25 3.2, or are you doing one class for both SL25 3.1 and SL25 3.2?
Yes, good question. SL25 3.1 and 3.2, two separate subjects, students, covering two different scope. So as I told you, it's 3.1 on purely on auditing. So if you want to become auditing practitioner and also learn thorough areas on auditing, that's a subject for you. And 3.2 is for the ones who want to become a CFO, a CEO, a finance director. That's for you students. So two different subjects. So what we do at IAS, we will be allocating Sunday for these two subjects. Initial first month, 3.1 and 3.2, Sunday from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. going together, because students, there are common areas, kind of regulatory compliance, those kind of stuff will be done together. And then later we will be segregating the class for two topics. 3.1 will be running separately, 3.2 will be running separately. So two different classes will be happening, but that also happens on Sunday itself. So our plan is first 1 month 3.1 and 3.2 class going together, because regulatory compliance and all will be done together. But then when it comes to financial risk management in 3.2 and audit practice in 3.1, the class will be segregated from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. We will be going ahead with 3.1. From 4 to 6:30 p.m. 3.2. So after 1 month, the class will be separated. 3.1 will be from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. and 4 to 6:30, we will be conducting 3.2. So that's how the classes are going. And if you are watching, if you are purchasing the recorded pack, you will be just separately will be there for. And also students, if you are watching the recording, there will be no issue with you because it's a recording. But if you are joining physically or live, so allocate Sunday 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. for your studies in the first month, and then from the beginning of the second month, from maybe mid of August, 3.1 will be from 1 p.m. to 4 and 3.2 4 p.m. to 6:30.
Right.
Nishant sir.
Thank you, Nilendra sir. Now there's a question from one student: why you are promoting live classes rather recorded videos? There's a specific question. We are not promoting, actually, guys. We emphasize that the student who comes to the physical class, they will focus on the studies, and they will they won't wait till the last moment to prepare for the classes. Therefore, if any, we encourage any method. Either you are convenient for virtual classes, join virtually. Are you convenient for the recorded videos? Watch videos as much as possible, because overseas students, definitely they have to watch videos, right? The overseas student, sometimes they may not be able to join live classes because they are working on Sunday. Therefore, you can watch the recorded videos. You have to focus. This is not a discouragement of the video recording and recorded videos. You have to focus, and there is a concern that if you lost the attention and if you keep till the last moment, then you are at a risk. That's why we have emphasized there's no segregation. You can come either physically, you can come either virtually, then you can easily capture all the avenues available. What physically and if you can't come physically, you can join virtually. If you can't join virtually, you can watch the recorded videos, all possible avenues we have given. None of the institute has given like these kind of facilities at the same for the all the student. මේ වගේ facility කාටවත් දීලා නැහැ, right? We are the first institute to give this hybrid solution. You can watch videos, you can join virtually through the Zoom platform, or you can come physically. All three options given. Other than that, we don't have any other option. All possible options we have already given for you. Therefore, it's up to you to master yourself and familiarize with the content, because we are doing our best. Our lecturers are expert and they are the best in the field. Therefore, they are giving their maximum effort, make you comfortable and make you agile to the situation. Therefore, don't think that we are only promoting physical. We promote all possible areas: physical, digital, virtual, any means you can participate. Active participation is very important, right? Uh, Extra classes accordingly, since we working on mercantile, it's not practical. We had more leaves on last month, right? We will schedule. We will send you the plan, and don't worry about it. Are you giving tutor for corporate level each subject? Yes. Not only corporate level, strategic level, whatever, we will give you the tutors. Don't worry about it. And I will ask, there's one question. Is there has physical class for CCAP, SCAP? We are scheduling some physical sessions. One has scheduled in 4th Saturday after 4 o'clock, 4 p.m. You can come and join. And in addition, then we can discuss the future program. Yeah. Physical class videos uploaded. Yes. Physical class videos within 24 hours or within 48 hours. It will 48 hours. It will be uploaded to the portal, and you need not to worry about it. It will be uploaded, and it will be given any number of time you can watch the videos. Chandana sir, I think Chandana sir, this is a special question. So, lecture sometimes mic is not going to work, but it in physical class is teaching, but for the virtual student can't hear anything. That's a comment. What can you say? You can ask.
Yeah. Now, technical defects are there, technical failures are there, so they are completely beyond my control. And then and there we try to fix the problem. So that's what I said. When you join online, there will be certain issues which are not within our control. If it is within our control, we will fix it then and there. Sometimes I get to know the issue after some times. Then it may be too late. So that is why we try to convince you the fact that physical classes work better than anything, and not that we are promoting anything. So we have been having all the mechanisms, and sometimes the students who purchase the packs or the students who are watching the videos, they keep postponing and thinking that they can complete everything during the study leave. When they look at the load of videos, they simply give it up. It does not happen when you come physical, and we never let you to sleep in the class. If you sleep, that is the last day of your class. You cannot leave early. If you leave early, you can't come again to the class. So we maintain disciplines and we make sure that all the doubts will be cleared. By the time you leave the classroom, there is no any questions unanswered. If you leave the classroom with questions unanswered, I have failed before you have. So that is why we said physical classes work better. Certain issues are beyond our control, but we try to fix them as soon as we get to know that. Thank you.
Right. In addition, there's a question whether we are conducting mock papers during the theory class. Yes, we conduct mock exam during the theory class, and some past paper questions also will be discussed during the theory class itself. And physical classes for Capstone, we are not conducting physical class, all are virtual, but there are sometimes we conduct live sessions and you have to come to IAS. Sometimes we will conduct live sessions virtually, and then you can join virtually, right? We will let you know how to join with those areas, right? I think there are no any other questions. Are there any other questions we can raise? We can answer the questions. Live classes online. Yeah, how to join live classes online? Once you have registered for the classes, the class schedule will be shown, and when the live class is started, you have to click the button and you have to join the classes. You have to just simply log into IAS.lk. Once you have logged into IAS.lk, you can go to the course you have already purchased. Then what you have to do, you have to click the upcoming classes, then you can see what are the classes are telecasting, and you can click the button and you can join to the live classes. That's how you can join live classes, and complete instructions, complete guidelines will be shared in the WhatsApp group, and how to enroll, how to watch the videos, everything will be explained, right? Physical class location, it's we will share, it's in Pamankad. Just Google it, IAS head office, Institute for Accounting Studies, then you can find out it near Pamankad, right? Any other questions? At what time is the FMA class? Now complete schedules again, timetable we will share it again. All the classes, strategic level and business, corporate level class schedule will be sharing. Yeah, knowledge module. Now, as an example, you can purchase the knowledge module first, and then if you have not succeeded in the exam, you can carry forward that payment into the next batch as well. For the moment, don't think about anything. You can knowledge module wise, it will be available. Knowledge module, verbal pitch, and pre-scene analysis. We have split entire course into 3 modules. You can purchase at bulk, full course at once, or you can purchase module wise. That already available. So whether all theories yes, explaining in English, yes. Don't worry about the language, because it is very convenient. If you have any question, you can raise either Sinhala or English media. We will explain. Don't worry about the language, especially law and tax. Yeah. In some cases, if you can't understand, he will explain in both of them will explain in Sinhala as well if it is required. Past paper books. Past paper books, anyway, you can download from the CA Sri Lanka website, not a book. You can easily download because it's already available. Right, then shall we conclude the session for today, and we will see you on 4th July at 7:30 a.m. and we are starting our classes. Therefore, new batch will be coming on 4th July. Then you can come, and if you have any inquiry, we have given the contact numbers, and then you can go through. I think the contact numbers are displaying here. You can contact them, and you can, if you have any questions, you can ask any question. Then you can easily get an idea about how to deal with the situation, right? Now we are in the final minutes, and finally I will hand over to Dehami to conclude the session. Thank you very much for joining today's session.
Thank you, Nishant Adhikari sir, for your Q&A session. And so now we can wind up this session. And thank you everyone for joining with us today. We sincerely appreciate your participation, and we hope is very valuable for you. And if you are ready to take the next step in your CA journey, our team is ready to guide you. And once again, thank you so much and have a nice day.